What's going on, y'all? It's Josh Tony, and today I'm going to teach y'all how to make a workout program in 10 minutes or less. Okay, so the first thing we want to do whenever we're making a workout routine is we want to start with what's your goal and why is that your goal. Okay, we got a few different ways we can go on this, but with going too far down a rabbit hole, we'll just talk about some simple things we want to do when we make a program. We want to go with exercise selection, regardless of what your goal is. If your goal is to run a faster mile time, bench 300 pounds. Those are two completely opposite things. You got endurance on one hand and strength on another. With that being said, we always want to make sure the movements we choose to perform in a program can relate back to our ultimate goal. So if you want to be a faster runner and have a faster mile time, you're going to have to run more often. Simple things like that. Or if you want to bench 300 pounds, you're going to have to bench with more frequency, maybe 2 or 3 days a week versus one. With that being said, we want to talk about a few different things as well. You have a few different principles called the principle of progressive overload. If we're trying to bench 300 pounds, you want to consistently progressive overload. So maybe start with 50% of your max for 3 sets of 10, add 5-10 pounds a week. Maybe week 1, do 3 sets of 10 at 50% of your max. Week 2, maybe go 55%, 3 sets of 10. And then week 3, we would adjust the sets and reps. We might go down to 3 sets of 8 reps for 60% on week 3. And then week 4, we might go 3 sets of 8 at 65. And then going back to that endurance side of things, if you want to run a faster mile time, you need to look at frequency, intensity, things like that. Where you're currently at. If you're somebody that never runs and you want to run a 4-minute mile, we probably need to look at running a 7 or 8 minute mile first. Build yourself up. So the principle of progressive overload says each week we want to be able to do a little bit more than the previous week. The simplest way to say that. And with that, we want to talk about the said principle. What the said principle is called specific adaptations to impose demands. With that, we want to be making specific adjustments to the way we're going about week-to-week programming. So if I'm doing bench press, my goal is to bench press 300 pounds, then I want to ultimately be performing bench press at least twice a week. And one of those days I want to be performing the weakest part of that movement. So, key example, bench press, let's say I am having a hard time locking out the weight at the end. That would mean I probably have weaker triceps and I need to work in that second day of the week on a weakness, which would be working on a close grip bench, strengthening those triceps with that increased range of motion because I'm using a narrower grip.